Hello, yes. Welcome back to the Lil RES podcast, also known as the Richard Exempt Show podcast. It is 56 degrees outside and it is evening, so I don't actually know what the weather is, but it's evening because that's the time we are available today. Here's the gnocchi of the day. It's a little behind the scenes gnocchi. Oh, gnocchi's actually in her cat tower right now, off camera. Um, you can see the light that's pointed at me right now being diffused by an umbrella. You two will see it in a second. Actually, I could send it in the Discord while we're chatting. Here's the hat of the day. It's the purple slippy hat. I don't remember, but at some point I wore the black slippy hat, but this was the purple one. There's also a green one, but I don't have the green one, unfortunately. Just the two. How are you doing today, Ben?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. Fridays are good. It is a beautiful day in Seattle today. And we kind of derped off of work at 3 p.m. So
Oh, and who
it's a
are
good
you?
day. Oh, hello. I am Ben. I am Resprit's longtime high school friend.
Okay, you can call me Harrison.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah. I guess it's, well, because you guys do call me Resprit, but I don't like it. I mean, it's okay. It's fine, but when people I don't know, like, personally call me Resprit, it kind of weirds me out because you guys call me Res. So I'm, like, used to people close to me calling me Res, but I'm not used to, like, people who aren't close to me calling me Res. But anyways, yeah, you can call me Harrison or whatever you want to call me. It doesn't really matter.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Evan?
I am doing just great. It was a beautiful day today, actually. The sun is now gone and it is raining. But overall, no complaints. Rez, I associate with what you said earlier because the only people that call me Ev, and I guess for some pretense, I am Evan, also longtime friend of the channel and of Harrison slash Resprit.
Yeah.
But the only people that call me Ev is like you guys. And like one day randomly, some other, I can't remember who it was. I think it was like my aunt randomly called me Ev because she heard that you guys called me Ev, and it like threw me off so much. I was like, what the?
Does no
This
one
is
else
strange.
really call you Ev? Is it just us?
No, some people do. Um, some other friends and stuff, but they only do it because they hear
Because they
you
heard
guys
it from somebody
say
else.
it. Yeah, because it's like you don't really need to shorten Evan anymore
That's true.
than it already is.
We really
But
like short nicknames though.
if it's got more than one syllable, why bother?
Yeah. All right. And you said who you were, but who are you? Just like to answer the question directly.
Oh yes, I am Evan, and I am a. Is that not the answer
I
to the
guess you can
question?
share whatever you want. I don't know. You did answer the question. What are yeah.
Yes. Well, you and I have been friends for almost 2 decades
Yeah,
now. I think
I don't
over
actually
two
think I
decades.
know anybody as long as I've known you besides like
That's
family.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably true. Yeah. But yeah, so we go way back, and yeah. Hopefully that's enough of an explanation of who I am. But maybe I'll keep myself a little bit of a mystery man.
Well, yeah. We'll do some
Um,
prodding though.
I'm just playing. But anyway, how are you doing though today, Rez?
How am I doing? This is a good question. I have waves of how introspective I am each week. This week is a kind of a low introspection week, I think. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I've been thinking about work a lot because I've been tracking my work and I've been well, first I was planning like how much work I was trying to do with Pomodoros and everything, like how much time I thought work would take. But I've started, well, and I was tracking how long things would be, but I've been tracking even more granularly for the last like 2-ish weeks. And it's giving me even more new data about how I get work done. And I think that's nice. I've been looking at it in a pretty detached, kind of like sober way, but uh, I think it's hard to, at least for me, I think I always want to be able to be more capable of things than I actually am. And then when I see the data for what I'm actually doing, it's like, okay, so this is reality, so I have to adjust. But then I have to like accept that. But I think it's been okay. Um, yeah, StarCraft's been good. Been doing a lot of Blender animations for the StarCraft scenes. Got a scene done today. And then the scene before that, I enjoyed working on a lot too. Both like more elaborate animations than have been in the video so far, but those have been pretty good. I'm happy with how that stuff's going. So yeah, I don't know. Things have been good. Things have been good. I've been I've been chilling. Oh, and uh with the new ranked season, I played my 5 placement matches with Donkey Kong and Marth, and I got bodied, and I went 1-4, and got placed into silver 1, the bottom of silver. But I believe, because I was like not locked in. I don't know about, like, for melee when you're playing competitively, you just need to be so focused. I don't know. And then I also entered Only Noobs, which is a
Yeah.
tournament for new players. Wait, Ev, did you watch the Only Noobs run? I just streamed that, right?
I watched the one. I think it was last week. Was
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
one
it
you're
was
referring
last
to?
week. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you did pretty well in that one, if I
yeah,
recall.
it went all right. I wish I'd done better. A player that we've both met before, I played against, and he eliminated me from bracket. But it went to
Ah,
game. It
yes.
went to the last game, and the TO Cadence, she brought that game up on stream too, so everybody got to see it.
The nerves,
Yeah, I was
I always
nervous.
find if I'm on stream, it freaks me out a little
I
bit, and
hate it.
I end up getting some spaghetti going on.
Yeah. Oh. All right. We've got a lot of things we could talk about, but I want to start by doing a little prodding. You two share whatever you're willing to share, but there is interesting information about you two that maybe is worth digging into. I know Richard really wants us to interrogate you on planes, Ben. And then for Ev, you're kind of like a little goodie bag. There's all kinds of directions we could go with Ev. For example, Ev lived in China, speaks conversational Chinese, is very white. He's very white.
And fluent in Spanish as well.
And oh yeah, and like fluent in Spanish. Not like AP Spanish lang fluent, like fluent. And not a native speaker. And no Spanish speaking family. Besides, I guess, what, your sister, wait, did your sister?
Yeah. She hasn't practiced it in forever, and so I don't even know if she can. Her Spanish is probably really rusty, but she can speak it too.
Yeah. So we could go in that direction. But I guess, I don't know. This is more to appease Richard because he really wanted us to interrogate you on planes, Ben. You have pictures of planes in the background. They can't see your
I
webcam, but
do.
you got planes.
I do have pictures of planes in my background. They're very good conversation starter, you know?
Yeah. Can you explain the extent? Can you explain the extent to your involvement with planes?
I did an entire degree in aerospace engineering that I no longer use day to day, which is cool. But that's okay because we learned a lot of stuff about planes, which is cool. And I'm currently working on my pilot's license, in which
Yes.
I think I should be a maximum a month out from having my private pilot's license, which is pretty sick.
Oh, you're a
Does
month.
that mean you can take us flying in a
That
month?
does mean I can take you guys flying.
Yo,
Oh my gosh. Ev, I don't want to name names, but one of our roommates in college. Oh, we can say her name. That's not her name. Cobert,
Cobert.
because that's not identifiable. That's her nickname. Cobert. Cobert's. Do you remember one of Cobert's boyfriends was a pilot? Do you remember this?
He was.
Yeah, he came. He came over to the house a couple times.
Was that his entire personality or no?
No, it wasn't at all. Except
That's good.
they like frequently would go on dates, which was just him flying her to like Northern California and back. Yeah.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, do you
Actually.
remember that? Because she dropped it very casually one day. She's like, "Oh yeah, we went on a like a flight date the other day," and I was like, "Excuse me, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, and Ben, you should absolutely use that to, to pick up some ladies or something.
Dude, this is what everyone says. Literally, top 3 things people
Dude,
ask
that's
me
because
is
pilots
when
are
is-
hot.
Dude, the top 3 things are just like, hey, when do I get to fly? And the number 2 is like, which girl are you gonna take flying? And I don't even know what the third one is because that's usually the two things people talk about, you know. And I did this pure of heart. Okay, I wanted to fly planes because I want to fly planes, not because I would become a hoe from, like, it was a means to be a hoe. You know what I mean?
Have you met any
That would
pilots in
go ahead.
training who seem like they're hoes?
I mean, honestly, most of the people in my flight school are. A lot of people are tech bros, actually, who I
Really?
guess, yeah, who want to burn some money learning how to fly. So it's actually, I see a lot of Microsoft backpacks. I see a lot of Amazon backpacks. I see, you know, middle-aged tech dads that are visibly tech dads, so no, not really actually. But my school is also a very like part-time school.
Hmm.
So maybe the more like there's a distinction between like part-time schools and full-time schools, and maybe the full-time schools have more people who are planes as a personality. I don't know. I think some people make flying their entire personality, and it's like kind of cringe sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I hope you are able to pull. You said you have like a month left until because you're doing like
I
your required hours or something
My
right now.
hours are
You're
done. I
done.
just need
Okay.
to, yeah, I'm done with my hours actually. I just need my instructor to sign me off for the practical exam, and then, yeah, honestly, like I'll probably take the mock practical exam with my flight school, and then we'll schedule with an actual FAA like designated examiner guy or gal, and I'll take the test with them, and then if I pass that test, I will be a private pilot. Sick.
Wow. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, Ev, when you're dating, you can even by proxy be like, yeah, my friend's a pilot and he can give us a flight. Wait, can you, how many people can you fly with? Is there a cap? What's the rule?
I mean, I can probably only fly like little four-seaters max,
Four.
and
That's enough
yeah.
for a
Is
date.
that double date? Yeah.
Well, I can take two
Yeah.
girls.
Oh, that is the plan.
Dude.
Go, dude.
Yeah, where would you fly to? Like, do you just kind of like tour around the area, or is there like another place that you would go land to if you were to
I
go like
think
yeah.
I would probably so especially during around this time, you can fly over to like Snoqualmie Falls and it's very pretty. You can fly near Rainier, it's very pretty.
Hmm.
You can fly up north, up to maybe like Friday Harbor and stuff like that. It's very pretty with the water and the
Oh, the
islands
San
and stuff like.
Juans.
Yeah, and then if you want to flex, actually, so the only place I could probably land that also you normally would land, if you guys have flown out of Payne Field up in Everett, there's actually a big runway where after Boeing puts together their airplanes, the big airplanes take off there, and there's actually a small runway on the right side. And so when you land and take off again, right next to you is the giant Boeing factory, and it's actually really cool if you like airplanes, I think. It's a pretty cool little view.
Wow.
Neat.
Oh God, what was I gonna say? There's something about planes. Oh, okay. Two things, maybe two things. What elevation are you at? Like, what can you see? Because I realize flying around the Pacific Northwest actually sounds so sick just because of the geography. I didn't even consider that angle. I was just like, oh, haha, in the sky with clouds. But like, if you're going past Snoqualmie Falls, can you see the waterfalls from the plane?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm.
Like if you sit at like 3,000 feet, you can get a really nice view. And actually, if you fly close enough to Snoqualmie, you can see people like the ski resort. You can see the people going down the
Really?
runs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's really cool. I think when I did my discovery flight a year ago in like early March, there were still people skiing and stuff, right?
Mm,
So you could see people going down the slopes and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
that's pretty sick. Okay.
Ben,
Yeah.
Ben,
Oh
what's the lowest you can legally fly?
So legally over densely populated areas, I think it's 2,000 feet, and not densely populated areas, it's 1,000 feet.
Ooh,
1,000. 1,000 does not sound very high.
1,000
that's
is
not tall.
so you have to calculate, well, not calculate, but manage the risk of, hey, if my engine were to quit on me right now, is 1,000 feet enough to find a field and put the airplane down in a field, right? And 1,000 feet is about the border of what I think is a safe like decision height. So really, the lowest I'm ever at is like 800 feet above the ground. I actually might be screwing up my my heights a little bit, which is kind of bad because I need to
Yeah, you got to
take
pass
the
that test.
practical exam. Yeah, on Monday, but I need to go study that a little bit. But yeah. So sometimes when I'm in like Southeast Washington or Southeast Seattle area, kind of like Auburn, kind of that area, like you'll be like 800 feet above the ground. But that's because it's just like cows and farms out there, you know.
Yeah, and
So
who cares if you hit the cows?
poor
They're
cows.
expendable.
Yeah,
True.
that's part of the daily or the annual cow tolerance. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to make you talk about planes the entire time, but I did actually have a thought that I'm pretty curious about.
Hmm.
To fly a seaplane, do you need like
Hmm.
a special license or something?
You do.
Okay,
Actually, and if you want me to talk about planes the entire hour and a
we
half or
won't do
whatever, I
that,
can.
but
I can
He'd
I
totally
love
do
it.
just
that.
want to know
He'd
what the
love it.
seaplane, because seaplanes feel. I'm just curious because if you grow up in the Seattle area, you see them all the time.
Yep, Lake Union, Lake Sammamish.
Yeah, so you would have to do another rating, and so the rating I am working on right now is called Airplane Single Engine Land (ASEL), and airplane as opposed to helicopter or balloon or rotorcraft or
Is there a
gyroplane or
balloon
whatever, right?
license?
Yes, there is.
Oh,
There's a
for
balloon
what, like
license.
Whoa.
blimps? Oh no, hot
Like
air
hot air
balloons.
Hot air
right?
balloons, yeah,
Ah,
hot
of
air balloons.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Not
probably
like
need a
Balloon
separate
Boy.
blimp license too, though.
Yeah. There's that, and then so a single engine is I have one little propeller in the front of my airplane that drives a single engine, and land and sea specifically refers to what you are landing on, right? And you have to do, I think it's 10
Uh-huh.
additional hours of training with a dedicated seaplane licensed person, and you can do that in Lake Union. So there's Kenmore Air and there's I think Seattle Seaplanes and stuff like that. They'll
Wow,
do
you
the
can
add-on training.
practice in like that dense of an area.
Ye- Um, I was told today by someone that in however many years of Lake Union having seaplanes and boats that there's never been an accident, knock on wood. But
Okay.
that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, that
'Cause I
is
feel
pretty
like it's
crazy.
actually sometimes during the summer you'll look out there and be these like paddle boarders and like blah blah blah.
Yeah, because they can be
And
anywhere on the lake.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like anytime I get in the hot tub boats, you
Dude.
get out there and then like sometimes you see the planes take off and land and you're like, whoa,
Mm.
what if the plane crashed?
Dude, just catastrophically dying in the hot tub boat because you got hit by the
At least I
seaplane.
died doing what I loved.
Speaking of
God.
hot tub boats, okay, I'm curious. When was the last time you were in the hot tub boats, Ev? And then,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go on. I want to. And for people who don't know, what is a hot tub boat? Can you give the DL?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, Ben and I are going to be
In a hot
engaging
tub
in
boat.
Dude,
some
you're doing
hot
a hot
tub
tub
boating.
boats? Oh, I gotta hit
Yeah,
up the
yeah,
hot
yeah.
tub
For
boats.
actually our beloved friend Richard's, he's returning to Seattle, and we are getting a group together. But the hot tub boat is, I mean, I'm sure they're in every other city out there, but in Seattle, around Lake Union, there's a lot of companies that have like little boats that basically just have a hot tub inside of them, and you can rent them out for a couple hours, and you just kind of slowly cruise out into the lake, and then you just basically
Wait,
sit in the hot tub in the middle of the lake.
So you described it as a boat that has a hot tub in it. I haven't actually seen a picture of these in a while. I thought it was a hot tub that is a boat. Right? Like there's
No,
nowhere to go but the
no.
hot tub. You're in the hot tub the entire time, right?
Well, yes. So it's like I think they can fit about 6 to 8 people per.
Okay.
So they're not particularly big, but they're relatively small still. And so you can kind of like you are basically required to sit in the hot tub. There's not really any other seating. Like the one I had like a kind of a ladder on the back, so like we jumped into the lake and it was super cold, and then you climb back in and get warm again. But like if you got too hot, we'd kind of like sit out of the tub and onto the edge of the boat
Yeah, that
to
makes
get out
sense.
of the hot water. Yeah, but other than that, there's no
But
real
there's
other
no non-hot tub
seating.
part of the boat,
Yeah.
basically. Dude,
Exactly.
I want to hit top up. And then something you can do in the hot tub boat. What is one of the few activities that you can do in the hot tub boat? You can drink. I guess when you're in
That's
Seattle,
true.
you could smoke weed too if you wanted. I don't know if the hot tub boat companies chill with that though. But they let you bring alcohol,
the-
right? It's like expected. That's the
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the one that we did last time, they said just no glass.
Hmm.
But and nobody tell the hot tub company, but we did smuggle some champagne on board.
Bro.
And so yeah, but I think a few other, depending on the company, they might ban it. But I think they also don't care,
Yeah.
and so you can
They
smuggle it
they
on.
know what the hot tub boats are for.
Dude, just Nalgene full of wine, man. Like the
Nalgene full of straight vodka.
Just
That's
all
that's the
vodka.
strategy.
God.
Oh, dude. When Ev and I were at we went to Big House, the Smash Major, for Melee.
I think I know where this is
Oh my
going.
god. We were watching Top 64 on Saturday. And we had like pretty solid seats and stuff. And this guy in front of us, he was being a little bit of a goober. He was being a little, we're like, we're watching like a set or something, something crazy happens, and he goes, "Oh, oh," like very expressive, very
Very
reactive,
animated.
very, very animated. And then he gets a little bit quieter. He kind of tapers off for a little bit. And out of the blue, all of a sudden, he just falls out of his chair and just is
The
like,
man takes a tumble.
he just tumbled out of his
He
chair.
he ragdolled on the ground. Looked like he had just he did look like he didn't know where he was.
Yeah, yeah. And he looked shit faced. And so everybody in the seats were all like chatting with each other. It was kind of a funny like bonding moment for all of us sitting like in the crowd in the vicinity of each other, because we are like, oh, this like one guy has created a unified event for us all to to connect, because we were like talking, we're like, people next to us and stuff, we're like, hey, like what's going on? And one guy's like, oh dude, like that water bottle, apparently that's like all vodka or something, right? Is that what somebody said? Like,
Yeah, yeah. He had a water bottle, and then he ended up like spilling it, I think, when he fell out of the chair. And the guy like in front of him, I think he spilled some water like on or around him, and he was like, "Yeah, no, it like reeked of just like vodka."
oh my god, yeah.
And so I think that would have been the only thing that would explain it, because he like fell out of the chair. He was trying to get back in his chair, and he like put his hand on the chair, and he knocked the chair over and was like making a ruckus
Yeah.
in the venue. It was kind of funny, but also kind of sad
It was
at the
it
same
was it
time.
was definitely a little bit funny, a little bit sad. Um, yeah, it was an unfortunate situation. The guys next to us had a backpack. This is
Oh,
a
the
non sequitur.
backpack! I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
So
That was peak living right
that
there.
was peak living. The guys next to us, they had a backpack that had on cut out in the front of the backpack, there was a monitor, a portable monitor, and on the side of the backpack were controller ports, and on the inside was like a disassembled Wii attached to like a battery. And so in between like sets, like on of the tournament, while there was just like a break, we were like playing Melee, like looking at this like little backpack monitor, like stationed in between all four of us. Dude, the
It
backpack
couldn't
was
have been
sick.
like more than like an 8-inch screen, and we're all four of us are playing teams matches gathered around this man's backpack.
Dude, that's pretty sick.
Dude, it was dope.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and it wasn't laggy or anything. Yeah, those guys were chillers. I had a good time chatting with those guys.
Yeah, no, they were cool.
Yeah. Anyways, I was trying to segue into this question. I'm curious what you guys' answers is for this, which is, what type of drunk are you? If you want to skip because of whatever reason, that's fair. But you are relatively anonymous here, you know. But whatever, I understand. We didn't talk
No.
about privacy implications before the start of the pod. We probably should have addressed that. But we all went to college together.
That is
Drinking was had. Not to be coy, but I'm curious how you would answer that question. What kind of drunk are you? Because I want to know what you say about yourself, and then I'm curious what I think about for you too.
Have you seen? Have we all been blasted together or anything? Or like, well, Evan knows what kind of drunk I am, but
true. That is true. That is true. We did go to that McKinsey party.
oh, that too. No, I wasn't even talking about. I was talking about my birthday party. Like that was.
Oh, of course.
dude.
Of course. How could I forget?
I'm surprised that's not what your brain immediately went to. Like honestly, like
Yeah, no, I just tried to block it out, you know. I'm just playing, man.
Yeah.
No, that was interesting.
Nope.
Well, so then Ben, to answer the question, what kind
Yeah,
of
what
drunk
kind of
are
drunk
you?
are
Why
you?
don't
You
you share?
describe and then we'll prescribe.
I think I am very loud and huggy, and
Mm.
I lose all of my short-term memory, and I'll just say the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it isn't just with Evan, it's with other people as well. And I don't know, I
Yep.
think I'm just like my normal self turned up to like 15.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You're super huggy. You get very
when I'm
touchy.
drunk,
You're a touchy feely drunk. Not everyone's a
when
touchy.
when did we drink together?
There was definitely at least one house party.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh,
Oh, we had the last time I can remember. I don't think this is
uh-huh,
the only time, but the last time I can
uh-huh,
remember was uh, my current girlfriend, who I'm dating right now. You
uh-huh,
went to a house. You went to one of her house parties in college,
uh-huh,
and I
uh-huh.
was also there. I don't know if you remember that.
It's a throwback.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a couple years. Not a couple.
that was
More than a
a
couple.
while ago. Yeah, yeah. I
That's the
see.
last time I can remember off the top of my head.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I remember that party.
Nah.
Common theme here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just a fun little anecdote was that at the at your birthday party, he was he kept telling all of his friends. He would go up to me and say, like, "Have you heard his Chinese? It's so good." And I think he mentioned that like at least 5 times to like the same group of people. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Ben is Chinese, by the way, for context. I don't know if that helps or not, but figured I'd point it out. It just helps, you know.
Yep,
um,
yep.
Honestly, I think your assessment is pretty accurate, Ben. Yeah,
I'd say so.
you're huggy. You're a little bit of a babbler. You like to kind of sway, not
Mhm.
sway, but you're like
He like ragdolls
you're
a little
yes,
bit.
you're rag dolly. You become very rag dolly. Yes, yes. What about you, Ev?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally,
Oh, let
I
me think
would
about that.
I think I'm relatively coherent when I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost never like I'm pretty much never the kind of guy to like cause a scene or like to lose my way if I need to get home or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I very much like to let people know that I love them. You know, I'm always just like, yo, I love you guys.
Mm,
Very happy, very trying to go with the flow. And yeah, no, just like to keep the good vibes going.
yeah, yeah. No, I think that's right. You're super vibe based. You love to keep the vibes up, and that comes in two forms, I think. It comes in the form of you're very daddy. You like to check in on
Oh,
everybody and make sure
I'm total
everything's
dad of the
chill.
group, 100%.
But you're also like a hype man. Um, you like to just like whatever's like working and everybody's down for, you're like very into. Just like keeping that energy going, I think is your thing.
Yeah, no, I would say so. Yeah, that's what I try to do. It's like that's why we're there to have a good time, and I want to make sure everybody's doing good.
Yeah, yeah. It was weird to think about at first for me though, because you are coherent. You're like shockingly coherent when you're drunk. It's like I think you're a class of person who could probably convince somebody you are sober while you're drunk.
Yeah, I do get like way more talkative, so I think someone that knows me well would be
Mm-hmm.
able to figure it out. But um, yeah, no, I can handle myself under the influence.
Yes, yes. And now
All right, now
and
it's your
now
turn.
Harrison. Um ooh, I'm a little sloppy. Just a little bit. I am sloppy within reason, but I don't think it's like Okay, I have pushed the limits before. I have never crossed the line, kind of. Um, Not with you guys around. I went to a. I'll tell a very quick story. I went to a Halloween party shortly after moving here where I hadn't drunk for a while. It was like the last time I had drunk was while I was in Seattle, and I drank too much, and I don't think it's hard for me to remember exactly what happened, but I made a little bit of a scene in a normal Harrison type of way where I was just yapping, and then at some point everybody in the party was listening to me yap. Like I was talking to somebody loudly, I guess, and then apparently enough people were interested. This is the only thing I remember. I literally don't remember what I was talking about, but I do remember realizing, oh, everybody is paying attention to me right now. And I think I was a little uh, eccentric. um, uh, well,
Yeah.
okay, I was talking about a person who I'm not going to disclose more details on, and I think I was being a little too gossipy, and I think I shouldn't have been that gossipy to that many people. Um, I thought it was fine at the moment, but I know it was too much because when we got home, or like the day after, my girlfriend was like, "Yeah, you were a little too much." But that's the most I've ever pushed it. Was in like a brand new environment where I hadn't drunk in a while and my tolerance was off. But I think in general I do get a little sloppy too. I just I it's not, again, I don't cross the line, but I like to go baby mode, kind of. I like to be really dumb. I think I really revel in feeling stupid when I'm drunk. But I think I'm also a vibe bringer. I think I'm high energy, and I think I like it when everybody around me is also having a good time. Does that sound accurate? I'm curious. Wait, like Ben, you went to egg and potato party, right?
I don't think I did.
You didn't go to the egg and potato party? You didn't go to the
I don't
egg
think I went to,
Ev, you didn't
I
go to
don't
the egg
think I
and
went to
potato.
egg and potato.
Did you not go?
The egg and potato. I think I went to an egg and potato party.
Did you?
I've been to at least one of those.
The egg and potato party was the last party I ever hosted in Seattle, and it was egg and
Oh.
potato themed. So you either
Oh,
brought
wow,
an
I'm a
egg
scamp.
dish, a potato dish, or both. Did you really not go, Ben? We were living
must have
very
not-
close to each other at the time. I swear you went.
I'm. I might have been a scam and not gone.
That's okay. That's okay. Anyways, that's my assessment. I don't know how accurate that is actually. Outside looking in.
Here's my take.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think what you described is, I think it's mostly accurate. You definitely talk a lot when you're drunk. And yeah, and I will say the volume has been known to go up.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, but I think generally like you're just excited to be talking about whatever you're talking about. But
Yeah.
but good vibes though, you know. Not like not bad per se. And like sometimes you get a little mischievous too,
Yeah.
I think. I remember one time in college you had randomly like taken somebody's shoe and hit it, and it ended up being
Oh, I
my
did.
ex-girlfriend at the times, and then she got really upset because she couldn't find her shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I recall Harrison sheepishly pulling the the shoe out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say overall that's an accurate assessment.
Yeah. No, I remember one time we were at a bar with some friends, and I was yelling like I guess this was around 2016. I was yelling like fuck Donald Trump, like I don't fuck
I
with
remember
Donald
this.
Trump. And then I remember like you guys were like, hey, you gotta bring it down. You gotta bring it
We
down.
had to rein it in. Yeah. Things were getting spicy.
Dude, but I was like, I don't know. I think it's Seattle. Like, who's gonna be?
No, you're not going to start any fights with that. But you are going to get some looks.
That's fair. Yeah.
Seattle moment.
Total Seattle moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to mine. I'm trying to nostalgia mine college, high school, even middle school, elementary school. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, giving some texture, some lore building to these non-Richard guests.
True.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Harrison and
The
I did
respite.
debate in
Oh,
high
we
school.
did do debate in high school.
And then
Yes.
Harrison
Wow.
left for Singapore.
Yes, that's new lore for
Oh.
podcast listeners. Yes, I lived in Singapore briefly during high school, um, because my family lived in Singapore. Um, yeah, are there any? I mean, there's got to be good debate stories. I should have prepared more. I don't know. I figured we'd riff. Um, I'm trying to think, dude. There was something I wanted to talk about that was like a high school related thing. I can't remember though. Debate. I don't know. You know what I think about debate, Ben?
Mm?
I think debate is theater kid light. This is something I've come to believe into my adult age. Because I think the intellectual aspect of debate is like super overvalued, or like people dramatically overestimate the intellectual aspect of debate, and they severely underestimate the performative aspect. I think the performance is probably more important than the intellectual pursuit. Um, but that's like not how people perceive it, because people are, presidential debate, or fucking like, I don't know, who are two people who would debate each other, like Jordan Peterson
Oh,
versus
baby.
A
who would he
random
debate?
college kid.
What's that?
A random college kid.
Versus a random college kid. Yes, that is actually exactly who you would choose to debate. um, but people, I don't know, people always intellectualize it. But in retrospect, the more I think about it, it's like, no, I'm pretty sure debate was more of a performance thing than anything else.
Agree.
Yeah. Debate was fun. Debate was fun. I think debate is silly, but it's not bad. It's just really uh, silly. Okay, I have a game for you two. We're gonna be playing a little activity.
Okay.
As you two both know, I have been joining. Do you know this, Ben? I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I have this new thing where instead of using my normal Reddit account, I made a new Reddit account and I just subscribed to random subreddits. I did this like 3 weeks ago or something, and it's awesome, because I just see random subreddit content. And today I have 4 Reddit posts, and we're going to play a little game. So one of these
All right.
posts is a troll title, but a sincere post. One of these posts is a troll title and a troll post. One of these posts is a sincere title and a sincere post. And one of these titles is fake. I'm going to read them off for you. Your goal, your mission, should you choose to accept, is to correctly identify these titles. And you'll work together. This is a co-op. So here's the first post. It's from R Nairobi. The title is, "Am I a God?" That's the first one.
Good start.
The second post is from R Roanoke, Virginia. The title is, "Dentist Who Won't Steal My Teeth?" That's the second post. The third post is from R Cleaning Tips. The title is, "Toilet Smells Like Pee Even When There's No Pee, period, space, help." And the fourth post is from R Truckers, also pee themed, which is, "Stop pouring your piss jugs out the window, period." Which ones? So what? How do you think this shakes out? What's your read?
Interesting. Go ahead.
I
Ben.
was on Reddit earlier, and I know one of them is real. So I know that one's real.
You
but
know
I don't
one of
know.
these is real? Wait, which of these subreddits did you see? I'm actually genuinely curious.
I'm sub to cleaning
You're
tips.
sub to cleaning tips? This is a dude. I
Like
literally found this by
unironically,
clicking
I
the
want to
random
clean,
button.
dude.
That one, I'm not gonna lie, the toilet smells like pee even when there is no pee. That seems like it could be a very valid post.
Okay.
That seems legit to me. I will tell you that am I a god just sounds well. Okay, actually, first question.
Yeah.
When you say it's fake, do you mean that you personally just fabricated the title?
Yes, yes. The post does not exist at all.
This is like wait,
Hmm.
wait, don't tell me
Yeah. And then
on
I'll,
NPR.
I'll open up all these posts when we're done, and I'll tell you what's actually inside the box.
Okay. So, am I a god? That's got to be either troll. It's not sincere. Um,
It could
it's
be
just too
sincere. It could be
ridiculous.
someone having a manic episode.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. Um, but I don't know. It just seems a little off to me.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm curious to hear your take on this too, Ben. But my initial gut reaction is that the cleaning tips is sincere. Am I a god? I mean, that one also is like a little bit too crazy, so maybe it is like it's just a troll post. But the dentist, the r/Ronak, that seems like it is a troll title with a sincere post.
Okay.
The truckers, that's probably just a troll post, and the Am I a God? It seems fake. I could see those last two being switched.
All right, all right.
What's your thoughts,
Yeah, what do
Ben?
you think, Ben?
I can see Am I a God being troll title sincere post.
Yeah, because
I
you don't
could
know
see
what's
that too.
inside of these posts yet. We haven't opened them up yet.
I just don't know, like, I don't know, for the average Redditor posting, is it our Nairobi?
It's our Nairobi, yeah.
Like in Kenya?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I don't know, what is a Kenyan Redditor?
What's the yeah? What are the vibes
Yeah,
of the
what is the
African
archetype
redditors?
of a Kenyan Redditor?
I will
I
tell you,
really
the
don't.
African country subreddits are pretty interesting.
I see. No, I poke around like some Southeast Asian, like,
The Southeast Asian
some,
subreddits are also pretty interesting.
yeah. So I I think the fake one has to be the P Jug one, right? I don't. I refuse to believe like this A needs. I don't know. I
All
don't.
right.
I've lost a lot of faith in people recently in the past couple of years
Yeah,
though. So like,
I kind of agree. Like the piss jugs, it feels like it's such low hanging fruit for like a troll post. But like, say like I just knowing what I know about Harrison, that seems like something that he would
it's a
come up
bait.
with, as opposed to Am I a god? So maybe I'll switch my answer. Do we have to lock in our
Yeah,
answers, Harrison?
let's lock it in soon.
Okay, so Ben, I think we can say cleaning tips is sincere.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think Ronak is troll title legit post,
Mm-hmm.
and then should we? I think I'm kind of with you in that I feel like the Nairobi is oh wait, no.
Is that double troll?
Now I'm confusing myself.
I know. I realized this game I made is not very simple, but it's troll title sincere post troll post sincere title sincere post, and
I
then there's
see.
no
Okay,
sincere title troll post. That one doesn't exist. That is confusing now that I think about
I see.
yeah. Now I'm starting to rethink now.
it.
Cleaning tips though, that one feels legit to me, but the other three like it just depends on how you.
All right, we're locking in cleaning tips as the sincere title sincere post.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right. What's your conclusion on Am I a God?
Um,
So it'll be a troll title for sure. and we just have to decide if it's
Yeah.
a troll or sincere, like
Yeah.
in internal post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what? I think it's a sincere post. I'm gonna make this claim because I could see somebody posting this and having like a completely unrelated thing, not actually questioning if they're a deity, but like something interesting happened to them and they're like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
like they
goodness."
did something and they popped off, like kind of
Hyperbole,
thing,
as they
right?
say.
Exactly.
All right, we're
So
locking that
I
in.
think okay,
R Nairobi, Am I a God? That's the troll title, sincere
sincere
post.
post.
So you have the fake left, and you have the double troll left.
Okay, and then maybe Roanoke is I that one might be double troll.
Okay, Roanoke.
What do you think, Ben?
Oh yeah.
Because well,
I
hold on,
agree.
don't lock
I
it in yet.
think there's no way the P Jug one is like real, dude. Like,
I mean, that could be a true troll post, but it just feels like if Harrison had to come up with a troll post, that's what he would do.
All right.
That's my
So
assessment.
we'll lock it in as you've described it then. Am I a God? Troll sincere. Dentist won't steal my teeth. Troll troll. Cleaning tips. Sincere sincere. Truckers fake. That's actually the exact order that I listed the options. The results. Did you get?
Let's see.
You got it completely wrong. I think is that right?
That's
So
funny.
the R Nairobi post. Let me pull it up. So it's titled "Am I a God?"
should I go to Art Nairobi right now?
Yeah,
or-
you can check it out. This is an old post though, so you're not going to see it.
Oh. Okay.
I just every time I see an interesting post, I just save it. So I was just looking through my catalog of saved posts. Here's the body of the post. So every day for the last 3 months, I've been peeing on this pawpaw tree at 3 a.m. This tree has grown to be very massive and has lots of fruits. Before I started taking wee-wee on this tree, it had stunted growth. If there are any volunteers who'd like to get wee-weed on from the back so we can explore the spiritual journey together, I'd be more than happy to help. I can also wee-wee on your wee-wee in case you are insecure about size. I can wee-wee on your life savings as well. So that's the troll title troll post. It becomes very
Okay.
obvious in the comments, but I think I can wee wee on your life savings as well solidifies the trollness of that post. So
Yeah.
that was the
'Cause
troll.
I could see that post easily being like a similar thing where like they're actually talking about something that happened to them
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
same vein. But yeah, I agree. The post itself is too goofy for that to be
Too
real.
silly. I enjoyed it a lot though. I love the I can wee wee on your wee wee in case you're insecure, and I loved I can wee wee on your life save. Because what happened is this is probably true, right? This guy probably was pissing on this like fruit tree, and it like grew, and he's like, haha, it'd be really funny if like my piss was magic, and then he like wanted to like run the bit on Reddit or something. I'm guessing is what happened. So that's that one.
Yeah.
Dentist who won't steal my teeth. Here's the body of the text. I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed, but it seems like my teeth are starting to shift. I really want to keep them though, and I know most places dispose of them as a biohazard. Basically, they want to keep their wisdom teeth. The title's pretty funny. This post is very sincere. They're legitimately looking for a dentist who will let them keep their teeth. The comment section was pretty funny. It was like people lamenting how the dentist keeps taking, like it was multiple people were like, I really wanted to keep my teeth, but this dentist like wouldn't keep them. Like, don't go to this dentist. I'm guessing there's like legal reasons why they can't give them to you. It's like,
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I interpreted the title of that post as like they were like looking for a dentist that would steal their teeth, and they were frustrated. So that's on me.
like why won't the dentist steal my teeth? That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that one a lot. The title is just very nice. The R cleanings tips post is not real. I made that one up.
Oh,
Ben, you thought
I
you
thought you
saw
had
it.
looked at it.
So here's the thing. Our cleaning
What?
tips has a lot of piss related posts.
Uh-huh.
It has a lot of posts related to piss, but I love the idea of a toilet that smells like pee even when there's no pee. The thought of that cracked me up, so I came up with that as the fake title.
Oh, I saw the living in pea-soaked hell.
The top post is the top post from today is living in
Living in
pea-soaked
pea-soaked.
hell.
Oh, never mind.
And here's the last post, the one you guys were fearing. Stop pouring your piss jugs out the window. This is sincere title, sincere post.
Oh, no.
That is. Wait, can you read the body of the post?
Yeah, it's a little bit long.
Is that from today or is that from?
That is from 6 days ago. Actually, it was removed from the truckers subreddit by the time by today, but at the time I saved it, it was still there. I'm at a Love's. Do you guys know Love's? It's like that
Truck
gas
stop?
station place. I'm at Love's, parked next to a driver who has apparently saved up a couple days of pee bottles. I'm chilling in my sleeper with the windows cracked, and I hear all this splashing besides my truck. The guy is just sitting in his driver's seat, slowly pouring his piss bottles on the ground from the window. No shame. No attempt to hide the fact that they're pee bottles. He's just pouring away, and a stream of piss is running down the sloping asphalt like it's totally fine, not gross or unhygienic thing to do to the world. Find a dumpster. Or, if you're saving your piss bottles for whatever reason, stop at Walmart and get one of those $10 gym bags, pile your collection of piss bottles into it, and go into the bathroom stall to start pouring away. Then, flush the toilet. Stop being gross. This is why we can't park anywhere. Y'all are nasty. I love the truckers subreddit, dude. They are kind of nasty, I'm not going to lie, but in an endearing way.
Dude, pee smells so bad. Like
Pee does not smell good. I agree.
Especially, those truckers are sucking down big gulps all day.
Dude, they got the big gulps. Did I send you guys one of the first posts I saw on our truckers was this dude who bought an electric what is it called? Slow cooker. He bought like an electric slow cooker. He plugged it into like one of his like truck outlets, and he just filled it up with like chili and hot dogs. And he was like, guys, like sick life hack I just discovered. Get one of these slow cookers, like fill it up with chili and hot dogs, and you'll have like fire chili dogs for every meal. And everyone was like, dude, you are probably shitting out the wazoo, aren't you? And he posted a picture. It looked nasty, but delicious, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a trucker meal.
Truly a trucker.
I guess my biggest question is are piss jugs normal for truckers?
Yes.
Like, is that the industry standard?
Yes. They talk about the piss jugs often because honestly, a lot of them they don't want to have to make a lot of stops, so they'll just have like a 2-liter, and they'll just piss in it while they're driving
or whatever. Interesting.
Yeah. There was also a guy who was as shameless as talking about how he just jerks off while he's trucking. He's like, you get really bored on the road and you're high up so no one can see you. So I just started jerking off, and everyone was like, you know what? I don't like it, but I understand it. That was like the reaction of the subreddit. And that's honestly how I feel too. I don't like it and I wish he didn't do it, but I can't say I don't get it. Because you're in your fucking pod driving 10 hours a day. I understand it. That's what I'll say. I understand it.
He could just get like a podcast or something to listen to so that he's not so bored.
Evan, the podcast is not going to be as stimulating as,
Yeah, dude.
How dare you
Touche.
Oh, you know the thing that actually bothered me, though? I can't believe I forgot about this. It felt like a huge hazard. It felt like a huge driving hazard.
Oh, yeah. It's distracted driving.
Yeah, that's distracted driving. But yeah, I like that subreddit. They're just fun. The people there seem pretty chill, though. They have big chiller energy, which I appreciate. Unlike, dude, like the Residency subreddit. I think I've talked about them before. The Residency subreddit is so high-strung all the time. There's a post recently that was like, hey guys, is it normal to never eat during your like shifts? And everyone was like, Yes. They're like, yeah, you just
Oh,
don't eat lunch. There's so many posts like that. I was telling Ev the other day, there was a post that was like, hey guys, in my first year of residency, is it normal for your like dick to stop working? Like, is it normal to like completely lose your libido? And just dozens of comments. They're like, I did not have sex at all the entire time I was in residency because you're sleep deprived, you're stressed, you're like all these things that you just kill your libido. So all these people, all these soon to be doctors are so pent up, they can't get their rocks off because of residency. It sounds miserable. Honestly, it sounds horrible. I understand why they're so jaded. But yeah, shout outs to future doctors. Thank you because that shit sounds like it sucks.
That's
yeah.
actual
What if
incel. Like, that's like your life is making
Oh,
you
literally
like,
involuntary
it's
self.
the
yeah,
other side of the incel coin?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean it's weird to think about, but it makes sense. I don't know, I was just shocked because I was like, wow, all these people just are like, yeah, dude, I couldn't have sex because my body wouldn't let me because I was under too much pressure. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, but it makes sense. Oh, did you enjoy
Well,
the
makes
game?
me glad I'm not a doctor. Yeah, that was fun actually. Even though we got it completely
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah, yeah.
it's about the journey,
It's
not the
about the
destination.
journey. It really is. It really is. Oh man. Oh, you guys aren't keeping time, are you, huh? Do you here,
No.
let me check how long we've been going. Oh yeah, I think we have like 10, 15 more minutes left. Usually Richard time keeps. I should have asked one of you guys. Um
I'm also a little scared of the audio because I'm very fidgety, and
it's
I'm
fine.
afraid of fidgeties on the audio. But
I'll
breaking the
I'll
fourth wall
put
for a
some
second.
filter or something on it. Worst case scenario, we just chuck it into like some AI and it'll clean it up.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I have more, but if there, just put the ball in your court.
Um, yeah, I mean, I was just kind of curious. I know you said you wanted to, how did you describe it? Cordially shit on Richard.
Dude,
And I just wasn't sure what that was all about. So,
it it was like joking.
Does the podcast know where Richard is right now, or why he's on hiatus? Or
The
is that
podcast
PII,
doesn't
or
know
is
where
that?
Richard is. Richard
Mhm.
is. I don't want to dox him because I know Richard has sensitivities around his privacy, but he is out of the country. He is out of state, out of the country on a vacation. He's on a vacay. No, shit on Richard's parentheses cordial was more of a joke note than a real one. I genuinely thought about it. I thought, what is a funny thing we could do while Richard's gone? Kind of, dunk on him. I couldn't think of anything. I'm not good at shitting on people in a fun, jovial way. It's a skill that I need to work on.
so you wouldn't do well at a roast.
Well, at a roast, it's like different because that's like the expectation. So you get to be mean without it being mean, like because of the atmosphere, right? Like if I say something to you at a roast, it's implied because of the circumstance that it's not like meant in a mean way. I don't know, like like sometimes somebody
Gotcha.
says something mean to you, but it doesn't feel mean at all, and you're like, ha ha ha. You ever have that? I don't know how to get that energy. I don't know how to give that. I
I
don't
think
because I don't want
Richard
to.
does a very good job of that, actually,
Who
where
does
he's
that?
just like Richard.
Richard does do a good job of doing that actually. Yeah. I don't think he does it on the pod very much, but yeah, he likes to tease, but in a way that doesn't feel very um, harsh. I guess I tease Richard too, but he makes it easy for you to not feel bad teasing him. That sounds not how I wanted to word it.
Yeah, you could just rip on him all the time. That's true. No. Yeah, no, I mean he doesn't take himself too seriously, and I don't think any of us really do, which is good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, okay, okay. We're not gonna shun Richard, or like, hey
No,
Richard,
no.
you're not here. I don't know.
I
I don't
I
have
love
something good.
I love Rich.
Um, okay, I'm gonna talk about the discovery I made this week that I was telling Ev about very recently. Ben, what is your thoughts on strawberry banana as a flavor combination? Does anything come to mind for you?
I think it's great. It's
You
my
think it's
favorite
great?
smoothie.
Would you say it's like a staple? This is a very leading question, but would you say it's like a staple flavor combo?
I think so.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think like the default flavor of a smoothie is strawberry banana.
That's the default flavor. I'm glad you put it that
Amen.
way. What if I told you
Hmm.
that that is a US centric belief?
That doesn't really surprise
That doesn't
me.
surprise you?
That doesn't
Like
really
like when I
surprise
say
me.
US centric, I mean almost not literally, but very US centric. And
I
Canada.
That doesn't really surprise me, honestly.
Interesting. Because I saw a post on one of the India subreddits where somebody was eating strawberry ice cream with bananas. Okay? The title was something like, "This flavor combination is so good." And the comment section was just ripping into this person. They were like, you are mentally ill. This is
Oh,
disgusting." Somebody posted a gif from Family Guy of everybody like vomiting everywhere. I guess there's an episode of Family Guy where everyone yaks everywhere. Like, people hated it. They thought it was disgusting. Um, and then today,
oh,
I had my weekly creator call with my creator friends, and one of them, he's British, he lives in the UK, and I went, "Hey, you like strawberry banana thing?" And he was like, "That's not really a thing. I've never really heard of that before." He hadn't heard of that before.
That's wild.
That's not wild. Okay, it's fine if it's not wild to you, but to me, that blew my mind because I just thought, because it is, you gotta admit, it's a good combo. It's a classic. It's a classic combo.
No, dude. I mean, as someone that makes like smoothies pretty frequently, I almost exclusively make strawberry banana
Oh,
because
really?
it's
That's your
it's just
go-to?
oh, that's my go-to. Maybe I'll put peanut butter in or something here and there, but like, I mean, bananas and strawberries are like some of the best fruits out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I only don't because I remember the first time I went to Malaysia. The first one of the first things I ate in Malaysia was, do you know? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's like rojak or something like that. It's like guava, some of the fruits and stuff, and they put like fish sauce on it or something, or like some sort of like,
Huh.
it's like a savory sauce, and they put like peanut butter, not peanut butter, crumbled peanuts over it. And
Yeah.
I like literally, and like everyone was eating it like it was like a normal thing, and my American brain just took one bite. I was like, in what universe would you want to eat this? And and I don't know, between that and like yeah, I don't know. That was mainly, I think the Southeast Asian flavors can be quite strange to my palate at times, right? And then yeah,
They definitely
but
tread different territory when it comes to flavors. Well, because
mhm.
like peanut sauce and just peanuts in general are so much more common. Like, peanut sauce blew my mind. It was like, oh, you put peanuts on like meat and the peanuts are like sweet.
Mm.
It's very confusing at first, but it's pretty good. Um,
I'll eat peanuts on practically anything.
yeah.
Really, I cannot do peanut butter. I really don't like peanut butter.
You don't like peanut butter?
I don't like
I
peanut butter. I
did
can do
not know this
peanuts, but I
about
don't
you.
like peanut butter.
Do you like peanuts?
Peanuts,
Yeah,
it depends
he
on the
does.
context.
Okay, so elaborate. I can't think of very many
Uh,
contexts.
like
Big
pad thai,
context.
fine, but I don't think pad thai, fine. I don't like it
Ooh.
when peanut is the main attraction. So I would not just
Hmm.
sit there and eat peanuts. Um,
Interesting. I did
yeah,
not know this about you.
I like walnuts or cashews or almonds much more than just sitting. I don't know what it is about peanut, the
So you're
flavor
not a
that I
Five
just like.
Guys enjoyer.
I'm not. Well, I'll eat everything at Five Guys except for the peanuts.
Except for the
So,
peanuts.
Do you know the fries? I think are cooked in peanut oil.
but that's you can't really taste the peanut, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can kind of taste a little bit, but you're right. It's not the same flavor
It's
by
not
any
it's not the
means.
main attraction, as Ben
Yeah.
said.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. You're eating the potatoes. You're not eating the peanuts.
And you're eating the potatoes.
That's wild. I'm so into peanuts that
You
I
struggle
guess
to.
in my mind, yeah, I was like I couldn't comprehend that somebody wouldn't like
Dude, yeah,
peanuts.
someone was like, "Hey, you should do this like peanut butter blended with milk or something. It'll help you hit your macros and it's a bunch of calories."
Dude,
And I
it
was
is
like,
a bunch of
"No, I am
calories.
not gonna do that." Like, what?
Dude, peanut butter. Oh, Evan knows this is a classic college trope. I don't know. one of the first one of one of the first times I got pretty drunk. I went on this big rant, and I don't remember what it was, but it was basically a pro peanut butter and jelly sandwich rant. But the tagline, the headline that made it through, that persisted for years, was at one point I said, peanut butter can make your dreams come true. And then through the rest of college, you guys would always reference, like, at least the people in the house would be like, yeah, peanut butter can make your dreams come true.
And if I recall afterwards, when you
What
were
did I do?
getting into working out for the first time, you were like, "What do I do to
Yes.
like put on weight and put on muscle?" And we're like, "Just eat peanut butter. It will make your dreams come true."
Yeah.
And if didn't you eat a lot of peanut butter sandwiches?
I ate a lot of peanut butter sandwiches. Because I want to start lifting again soon. I said I was going to start lifting, but I've just been cycling. Um, but I want to balance it out. And when I start lifting, I need to start putting on more weight. Need to get more calories in. So the peanut butter jelly sandwiches might come back. Because you can
They'll
make them
make your
in
dreams
advance.
come true.
Yeah, peanut butter can make your dreams come true. Unless you're Ben, or unless you have a peanut allergy.
Yes. Yes.
Dude,
That's fair.
have I told the story of our friend who will break out in hives if he eats peanuts? And we had a big get together that Harrison also went to at a Thai restaurant. Do you remember
I
this?
do remember this. Yeah.
Yes. And literally, we pulled up, and he's like, "Oh, like, can you like isolate the food from peanuts?" And I'm like, "Insert name here. This is a Thai restaurant. Like, what are you doing?" And we were like, "How bad is it?" He's like, "Oh, I'll break out in hives, and I'll like my throat will close up a bit." But I don't remember if he had an EpiPen or not. But I was like, dude, that's like, I don't know, if you were like
That's a
Muslim,
big
He
you went
was
to
gamble.
like
weirdly
a
chill about it.
barbecue place or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we offered. Didn't we offer to go somewhere else?
We literally offered to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like there's two kinds of peanut kids. There's the ones who are like, this is more of elementary schoolers, but like in elementary, middle school, there's the peanut kids who are just like, understandably, but they're like, fucking like, get away from me. Like they flip the fuck out if there's like peanuts around, which is fair because they're like doctor, their parents probably told them like, yeah, if you like sniff this, you will die. That's probably what like they internalize. Um, when we were in elementary school, Ev, there was, dude, I don't even remember her name, but she was a peanut allergy girl. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
she
think
always had
I
some.
think she actually had a pretty bad peanut allergy, if I
Yeah,
recall.
hers was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But she would make a big fuss anytime like peanuts were even mentioned, which is again valid and fair. But peanut kids can go, or maybe I'm projecting, but I swear other people have met peanut kids. I don't think it's a unique.
Projecting.
No, yeah, I mean, I think my take on that is I was like kind of like I guess not necessarily annoyed, but as a kid I just kind of didn't understand it, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, she's making a big deal about this." But like as an adult, I completely understand because as a kid you just don't really know necessarily how you're going to react to those kind of things
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
And so, better safe than sorry. So I don't blame her at all. I probably would have done the same if I was in that position, but as a kid you're just like, why? You just don't understand it.
Yeah. I remember it as being annoying, but retroactively, I'm like, but obviously it was like fair.
Yeah, but I just remember that like, they had an entire like table
Oh yeah,
dedicated to
peanut
like no
table.
peanuts because yeah, sometimes the allergy I think can trigger even just like if they touch a surface that has had peanut butter on it or something like that.
I
That
remember
yeah.
feeling like there was an interesting exclusivity to being one of the like students who was sanctioned to sit at the peanut table with the peanut allergists.
Did you ever sit at the
I
peanut table?
never sat at the peanut table, dude. I didn't have an in because you had to have an in. You had to be vetted by someone with a peanut allergy. They had to be chill with you. You know
Oh
what I
right.
mean? Um,
Yeah, there's no way I would have sat at the table. I was packing a PB&J every single day of my life in elementary school.
Dude, that's crazy. Cause my mom, did you pack your own lunch or did you like?
I did in middle school and beyond, but I think no, actually actually scratch that. My mom had me packing my lunches like in third grade or something.
Interesting. I don't know. My mom, I don't know if it's an Asian thing or what, but like my mom would be like, a sandwich, that's not a meal. And to this day, I'm like, sandwich, not really a meal. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, so what did you bring for lunch?
my mom would always just pack, like, well, I just ate at school a lot, TBH. And then when I did bring
Mm.
anything, it would be like something with rice and stir, like the rice would be at the bottom and the stir fry stuff would be at the top of my little thermos canteen thingy dingy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
nice. Ben,
Yeah, that sounds
Hmm.
good.
you grew up in a place with a lot of white people.
Yes.
Did they make fun of your food?
Um, yes. I did not like that growing
Mm-hmm.
up. And that is a very uniquely Asian person growing up in a, well, just ethnic person growing up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, cause like my
Like your
girlfriend.
food smells weird kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like my
Yeah.
girlfriend would like people would like rag on her food, and she
Well,
like gets
especially if
salty because she's like, and now like Asian food
this
is
shit is
so
popular
fucking
now.
hip. Like people are so into
Yes.
it, and it's like, bro, you were making fun of this shit 15 years ago, and now you're all for
Yes.
it.
Be careful who you make fun of in elementary
Dude,
school.
yeah. And it's a picture of like pad thai.
Oh,
Soy
yeah,
sauce.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Ev.
like tomato and egg is a very common Chinese home cooked meal thing.
Mm. I
And
love tomato and egg.
yes, but it like that's not a thing and like you get make fun of that for you get made fun for that and that's not cool, man. But tomato egg is not as popular as insert your favorite popular Asian cuisine here. But it's still like I can be
It's
salty
common.
about
Yeah, you
that.
see it. You see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of tomato and egg. Dude, I love egg soups. I love egg drop soup, but there's other kinds of egg soups that I don't know what they're called. I love egg soups.
Egg soup.
Yeah, yeah, man. Okay, what time is this? Man, this is actually okay. I think we're over. I'm gonna do one more thing and then we can wrap. I did not. I underestimated how nice it is to have Richard do the time. Dude, he does. Ben, do you remember like the hand signals when we did
Oh,
debate? So Ev, like, you do like hand signals. The judges hand signals for like how much time you have left. It'll be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it'll be what's 30? I can't even remember what 30 usually is.
30,
Oh, 30 and
15,
then 15 and then 5,
and
4,
5.
3, 2, 1 seconds. Yeah, Richard does the. It's not the exact same schema, but he does hand signs while we're doing the pod, so I know how much time
That's
is left.
fun.
Um,
If only we had his project management
dude,
prowess
yeah,
with us here
Richard.
today.
Richard, he's a professionally trained project manager. He knows how to run a tight ship. Okay, what's the last thing I want to do? Let's do. All right, this was in the notes. Says, "What's your curse?" I couldn't remember what that is. What is your curse? It was curse of expertise. Have you guys heard of curse of expertise? Are you familiar with this concept?
No, I have not.
It's
Like you don't like doing something, but you're good at it, so people give it to you, or like
not quite. Here, I'll just tell you. It's nothing crazy. The idea is basically as you gain expertise in something, you acquire this curse, so to speak, where you no longer remember what it was like to not be an expert in that topic or field or activity. So that's the curse, is that you can no longer relate to people who aren't people who are familiar with your thing. So like Ben, like you probably kind of remember what it was like to like not know how a plane works, but you don't really remember what it's like to not know how a plane works, because you know how a plane works. You can't unknow how a plane works. So I guess I put this here because I was curious what you guys think are interesting things that you feel like you cannot relate to anymore with regards to the skills you developed or the knowledge you now have. I can start. Let me think. But I mean, there's a lot of things. Oh, here's the one for me. Here's the one that I I just forget about. I always forget that people don't know how computers work. Because I got a degree in computer science, and before that I was like super into computers and everything. And I always forget that the average person literally doesn't know, like, I don't know exactly what knows how a computer works means, but they don't have the whole like pipeline in their head like I do. Which is like weird when you remember, because it's like, wait, but computers are so relevant to day-to-day life, and it explains like, oh, that's why people say these things about these, like how this technology works or whatever, because they literally understandably don't have that model in their head. And it kind of makes me realize I need to reorient like how I'm like gonna talk about it or something. But yeah, that's the one for me. I always forget people don't know how computers work.
Yeah, I think in a similar vein for me, because I got a business degree, and I now have a career in business and finance. That like I have such a better understanding of kind of just the back end of how so many businesses and organizations and just bureaucracies in general function. That I think a lot of kind of people don't have. And so sometimes when I talk about either my job or just business in general and like companies and stuff and even products that people are buying or using, sometimes I kind of don't, I forget to use the lens of like the average person, and that they don't know a lot of the technical terminology or like the rationale for certain things that I might have some greater context for. So yeah, for me that's that. I'd say a secondary one might be language, but
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah,
Yeah, I do feel like whenever like products or like services are discussed, oh, things that businesses sell. But like when I feel like when things related to business comes up, Ev, you always are trying to think about like how does this work? I feel like is the default perspective you have.
yeah. I'm always immediately like thinking about the
The
logistics.
P&L of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the back end, the like how they're actually making money on something, how they're actually executing on things, the logistics, all that kind of stuff. Just because I find it fascinating, but most people, frankly, don't care about it. So
Yeah. All right, Ben. What's your interesting uh, novice belief? What is your what can you no longer see as a lay person?
I guess bit of that airplane thing. I post airplane quizzes on my Instagram story, and
Plain
people will
facts.
ask me, yeah, people ask me interesting questions. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know. I should explain that,
Oh,
and I'll
that's
explain it.
you've been doing that for a while. I can't believe you've been doing content, private content, basically for like
Hmm.
years now.
wait,
Dude,
I need to be
no,
checking out your stories,
dude,
man.
people like a lot of people respond to those
The
stories. Like,
plain
I'll
facts are very
post,
popular. I know they are because people bring it up all the time around you.
yeah, like 100 people respond to like the Instagram
A
quiz.
hundred?
Yeah, like 100 people.
Wait, how many followers do you have on Instagram? Would you have a public account or a private account?
No, I have a private account, but I
Yeah,
have a
it's
couple
not.
hundred people. So the
Dude,
the
100 people on your private
Yeah.
account respond to plain facts? Dude,
Yeah,
that's
like-
basically a newsletter.
Yeah, right? I was like, I've had a couple of people be like, you should start a Substack. I'm like, no, that's not.
We need to get you on shorts or something if you want. But I mean, I never even thought about it as content until literally just now. Because it's like this thing you've been doing for so long. Oh, you're on a
Yeah.
plane because you have to travel a lot for work. You know a lot about planes. Oh, here's like a plane thing, blah, blah, blah. Dang, 100. That's
Did I tell
crazy.
you, like, so I started doing quizzes, right?
Yeah.
And like it started like low. It was like 40, and it's really ramped. I'm gonna say like ramped up, like I'm big or something like that. But like I
Really?
regularly get like 80 to 100 like people responding to these quizzes. And honestly, for me, I'm just like, even I'm like, and it's not just that. Is I know that I will get like 80 to 100 responders, and I'll meet people IRL, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't respond to your quizzes because I was an ME, and I don't know the answer to this. And I don't want to embarrass myself." So I know at least there's another like 10 to 20 people who are like want to engage but don't.
That's
like,
funny.
engage. Yeah. So it's pretty wild actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That's like, okay, what is one example of something, if you can think of it? What's the last thing that you were surprised people don't know about planes?
Even just like, so on the longer 737s, they'll have a big tail stick at the end. And it's because as you unload people off the airplane, the CG of the airplane moves back, and the airplane will actually tip over onto its tail. And so there's literally a big yellow stick that they stick underneath the airplane's tail to prevent
my
it from
gosh.
tipping over. And I see it every
Whoa.
single time we like taxi by. I'm like, oh, Lamau, that's a 737-900 ER. They have to put that underneath, that airplane, otherwise it'll tip over. And so I posted a quiz. I was like, there's a yellow stick under the tail. Like, what is this doing? And it's like refueling, charging the airplane. I just like made some shit up, and then like preventing the airplane from tipping over. And like I think a plurality actually was like, oh, they're refueling the airplane. I'm like,
Dude.
oh, like, but the corollary there is also people don't know where the fuel in the airplane goes.
Dude, yeah. Well,
Because,
as a
yeah.
layperson, I would have never guessed it was to prevent the airplane from tipping over, because I would have gone, oh, the airplane's not going to fucking tip over. It's an airplane.
That sounds like a fake
Yeah,
news
that sounds
you
Oh,
fake.
put
yeah,
in
right? Yeah.
That's a good ass plane fact.
Yeah, it's a
Damn.
pretty good
Can you
plane
send me a
fact,
pic? I'll put it on the screen here for the
Uh-huh.
late listeners who will listen to the whole thing. That's a good one. That's a good one. I love plane facts. All right. Well, thank you two for sharing. I have no idea how long this episode is. I don't know if it's over or under because we weren't really keeping time. But thank you for joining me, Ben and Ev. You're of course welcome back anytime. But I know you both have real 9-to-5 jobs. Richard also has a real 9-to-5 job, but his is like with an asterisk. He's
He has a
flexible.
special 9 to 5. 9 to 5 feels generous.
He has That's true. He doesn't. Richard has a real job. But yeah, thanks. You're obviously welcome back. Thank you for filling while Richard is gone.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Any final like snippet, last thoughts, anything you want to say before we close?
Thanks for having
No,
us.
man.
No. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us, listeners, and goodbye. No.
Goodbye, no.